Yeah, I haven't had tacos in forever.
I had tacos last week. I had
Taco
Doritos.
Bell doesn't count.
Wow, that's the only ones I eat. I'm not going to any weird food trucks around me. Don't trust them.
Like, yeah, Mom used to make tacos.
It's
That's kind
yeah.
of
Growing up, that's one thing. Yeah, homemade stuff, but we don't do that anymore. So
honestly, yeah, I like a lot of stuff at Taco Bell. None of it likes me, but the tacos are just blah.
here's the thing: you got to eat the tacos fresh. You take them home, yeah, they kind of fall apart, and then as soon as they get cold,
It
you
takes me about 3 minutes to get home from my Taco Bell.
yeah.
If they can't last 3 minutes, they don't deserve to be eaten.
So I just what I do is I don't get this regular tacos. I get the chalupas, and I just get the steak.
Well, I'm saying
Yeah,
every once in a while you want a good taco, and
yeah, I know.
you know,
I mean,
so I
if
haven't
I'm
had
getting
one in a while.
if I'm getting tacos, it's like I'm going to a restaurant, sit down and stuff. Yeah, the food trucks around here said like, eh, I'm sorry, maybe they're good, but I don't know. Kind of feel like they're feds. Just link. That's what it is. It's a new program for the feds to watch us pretend to be taco trucks. No, Jeff isn't here this week. Jay, he is busy, so he will not be here tonight. But you could have came on and showed your 4 books. I know you've been talking about that New 52 Jonah Hex books you've been reading. So, but no, honestly, I've never really been a huge taco fan, even homemade ones. I've just never really been. Yeah, I'm more like the burger and steak. That was my thing, and like chicken too. Yeah, obviously, but yeah, just wasn't really into that stuff. But uh, anyway though, so Zach might be joining us a little later, hopefully. Bree does not have his books, so it'll be just me showing off books tonight. I'll be showing off some back issues, and my there's a book I forgot to show last week. That came in through Kickstarter, through from Billy Tucci. So I'm gonna unbox that. But what do you want to start with? Back issues or the new issues?
It's good new.
Okay.
Why break tradition?
All right. Alrighty then. All right. Alrighty then. Starting us off. Let me put my phone on so I have an extra person watching too. All right. Starting off this week. I didn't know where I had so many good books. It's usually it's easy because I have one book. It's like, oh, this book is this is kind of mediocre. I can put that in back at the pile. But this week all my books were banger. I love them. Number 8, Hack Slash Body Bags. Just finished this before we were reading. Before we started here, I finished reading this. I had fun with it. I guess this is gonna be total 6 issues. It's a miniseries. I'm not sure. It doesn't say many, but it's been pretty good. A little card in the background, so you can flip around the two paid females. Art's decent on the inside. Cassie hasn't talked about her sexuality. She hasn't started preaching to anybody. I mean, overall, it feels like I'm reading the older Cassie Hack book.
Yeah, I don't think we have to worry about any of that modern shit in this series.
Yeah, which is refreshing. Hello to One Slick Dude, Evil Black Cat, Jay Lucian. Hello to Stug. We got Henry. He's in here. We got Comics and Tortillas. Check out his channel. He's got some cool stuff. We also got here. I think I saw Maranya. Maybe not. Maybe she's still sleeping or busy. But I think that's about it. Unless Cheeseburger and Comics. Hello, what's up?
How about Cheeseburger and Comics and Tortillas?
If they collab, You'll have cheeseburgers and tortillas. And
Just
comics.
eliminate comics altogether.
Yeah, exactly. They sit there and eat. That's all they do, and they rate the tortillas and the cheeseburgers, and then they try like one cheeseburger tries a tortilla, and the other one vice versa. It'd be great. Although I wouldn't recommend touching the comic books if you're eating a burger, though. Greasy fingers. But that was my number 8. Let's see here. Number 7 for this week was Green Lantern Corps, or if you prefer, Corpse, because there shouldn't be a P and S there. I'm sorry. I do respect the Marine Corps, but whoever came up with the spelling was a dumbass. Unless the whole play was the fact that you're not coming back when they send you out.
No, that's.
But overall, though, I thought this was actually a pretty decent issue. John Stewart, basically using constructs. I thought it was kind of cool. They're stopping some trafficking going on here. He uses a construct of a riot, shield. Then he uses Superman. Overall, this was actually a pretty decent issue. Kilowog makes appearance in here, which I thought was interesting. And that's where is it? That's all you see of him. It zooms in. Well, that's not him. Where is he? He was in there. Maybe it wasn't him. Maybe I thought it was him. You know what? Maybe that was a Kilowog. I thought Kilowog was in this.
Vegman, do we know Derpy Entertainment?
I don't think so. Might be a new person.
And were they influenced by our readings?
Maybe. Captain America 4 was about 6 or 7, being generous. If this passes as hit, Superman surely will be all right. Junk come July. Captain America 4 came out a long time ago. What are you, a time traveler? No. I don't know. I don't. Do you understand this comment?
Yeah, that is the 4th Captain America. The one that just came out. The one who fights the Red Hulk.
Oh, the movie. Okay, I'm thinking of a comic book. Okay. Yeah, my mind's on comic books. I'm not. Yeah. Okay, I'm not thinking about the MCU movies. Those are like not my cup of tea thing.
Well, we need to delve into pop culture so we can get some of Josh and Aaron's audience and Dolan.
Overall, this was actually pretty interesting. They turned it into like a procedural cop show, kind of like Bosch. They come into the headquarters. You got in the first page, you have guy sitting down interrogating a prisoner or whatever in the background as these two are talking, and he's basically bringing us up. JoJo Mullen's fine ass was telling, hey, James, if you ever need to talk, about anything, I'm here for you. And he basically says that I'm cool. So some stuff going on in the background, some kind of gags going on. Simon Baz basically tells Jessica Jones, hey, don't worry, don't stress yourself out. What did I say?
Jones.
Oh, yeah. At this point, I kind of miss Jessica Jones, but anyway, yeah. So some characters are kind of overshadowed a little bit. Like Simon Baz just came in there basically to say, hey, don't worry about this, because she's swamped with all this work and she feels responsible because, has to get it all done. They chose me. They go have a meeting and, basically telling us all about as far as the emotional spectrum and that basically that Sorrow wants to build a new lantern. Are you fine with spoiler?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought it was an interesting. I was wondering if they do this. Jeremy Adams in Sinestro, the Green Lantern again.
You know what would have been cool if Simon had walked into the room and someone said, "Wait, you're still here?" And he'd be, "I know, right?"
Right.
And then that'd have been it.
So, yeah. So Sinestro proves in this issue his worth, and we're reminded that basically that they go to the planet of Tamaran. Blackfire basically flirts with with Jon Stewart. It was an okay issue, not the best issue. I'm also not the best critic as far as what comes to this book because I really did not read the Green Lantern stuff. The last thing I checked out Green Lantern was movie 2, and that was horrible. I did not like that. But honestly, it is interesting to have Jon Stewart vouching and saying, you know what, Sinestro proved his worth. He helped us solve this. This is how we're going to recruit people who are basically able to control the emotional spectrum. People are having issues. Let's if they're able to basically they're going to start taking the people who are having issues with the channeling the emotional spectrum, and then basically if they can overcome it with great will, they're going to recruit them in the Green Lantern Corps. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this because Sinestro is still he's kind of they've turned him into an anti-hero now, but we don't know for how long. Because first of all, Hal Jordan is not aware of this. And we know how Hal feels about Sinestro.
Sinestro's made more face and heel turns than the Big Show.
I know, right? But he's a heel turn, so he has to be a dick and he has to run away, right? He can't fight. He has to be coward. That's the whole wrestling. No, but so the base of the new Tamarinian girl, basically from Starfire's home planet, is now a Green Lantern, and under probationary. I thought it was a decent issue, and then well, someone else is back in his life too as well. Shira Hall.
Wait a minute, isn't she supposed to be somewhere in the JSA too right now?
Hawkman is. I don't know about Hawkgirl. And it threw me off for a second because she has pink hair in this. It's a miscoloring. She's supposed to have red hair, I thought, right? But anyway, I forgot that they had a child together. Her and John were hooked up once. I'm guessing that was during the Glare run, or when that were.
Jon Stewart?
Yeah,
I don't remember that.
And comic books,
Jon Stewart wasn't in the JSA at all.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying I don't know where it felt what comic book it was in, but apparently they once even had a kid together. You know, they're lovers. I know back in the it had been in the 90s. I'm thinking because the Justice League cartoon series they actually had John and Shira be an item.
Right. Well, because
which is usually
wasn't in the cartoon, right?
Hawkman was in there, but he wasn't the normal Hawkman. He was someone else. He was a villain. So, but I noticed that the Justice League cartoon was going off based on the current post-crisis. There was no Barry Allen because Barry Allen was dead. You know, Hal Jordan was dead. That's why they wanted Jon Stewart. So, overall, is okay issue. Not the best. So, all right. Number 7. Farrell. Do you recognize this is from? What magazine they're making fun of, or basically paying tribute to?
The Fangoria.
Yep. So, basically, the cats are locked in the basement with the owner of the old lady who they believe is dead. They've been there for 2 days, and the kittens are hungry, and they're all stressing out. They're blaming Elsie, the main girl, cat down there, the gray there, the one right here, for all their problems. So they start eating the old lady, believing she's dead. You know, and even the even question is should we eat her because she's infected? But then she gets up, she's alive. So and the one girl is basically Chloe, still under the belief of the cult. The lady protect us, she'll keep us safe. The old lady is not gonna keep them safe. She rounds them up, throws them in the car, and this is hilarious. We always make that joke about Breen about women driving. She almost hits a truck and then she's like, "How dare you honk at me?" Only to be saved by an actual an old friend, Patch, who was in the very beginning, who became got rabies. He'd been basically trying, but basically because they said rabies makes it harder for you to remember and all this stuff for animals, pets stuff. before they die. And so he basically saved them, and caused the car to crash with the cats on the inside, landing up upside down in a wreck. So I don't know, man. It's I'm not sure how much longer this is going. Maybe I'm not sure how long Stray Dogs was, but this is actually pretty cool. And they're advertising Stray Dogs. You can get now a collection. They're $17, volume 1. Issues 1 through 5. Yeah, this is actually it looks like they survived. They're out of the car for the next issue. But overall, like I said, this has been fun. This is like if we ever get closest to like Disney's Aristocats, but it's a zombie universe. Because I love how Tristan Forrester draws them basically how they would be like if they were like Disney cats, or Disney animation. So, very fun book. Number 5, Transformers. We get an appearance of a new Autobot created. Meanwhile, we got the two giant combiners that are fighting, destroying Seattle. There goes the Seattle Spiral, the Needle. And I just cheered on this because who cares about Seattle? It's Chadtown, right? But overall, it's just been a fun book. I love the art. We get a whole new Transformer at the end. His name's Shredhead, which I believe is based off the van that they were driving. The kids were driving. So looks pretty cool, man. I can't wait till they actually come out with an action figure for this guy. I want to curious what he transforms into because they haven't really showed. They just show him as an Autobot. All right, number 5. Aquaman: The Dark Tide brings back a character from a long time ago. I was talking to Marani about this. Well, first of all, he lands on another planet, and which doesn't have any oceans. He's attacked by these the monsters or like lizard things, and they want him. They bring him back to their queen. They want because they keep talking about the blue, how the blue abandoned them. I'm guessing the blue is basically must be the ocean, because the green is obviously Swamp Thing, and then you had the red, and then you had the yellow. The other, you need all 4 of them for like the balance. He ends up basically just doing his best, kicks her ass, makes him he basically says, "Take me to your leader." Finds the queen, and she basically wants the water in his blood. He ends up basically getting losing and gets dragged down, and he ends up meeting another Atlantean who's much older than we suspected first. And he basically says, like, you have the power to control basically the bend water stuff, basically. And so he said, control the water that's in your blood and bring your blood in, and they knock him down. Then they take down basically Jenny Green Teeth, who basically is the villain in this. Turns out she's possessed by a parasite. He frees her from it, destroying it. Very quick issue. Yeah, he says, what do you say his name? Yeah, I think he said his name was Arian, who I believe is from the Amethyst books. He was an old Atlantean mage from like 45,000 BC.
Yeah, something like that. It wasn't Amethyst. It was no, it was a series in the 80s. And then they tied, at one time, Power Girl's origin was tied to Arian.
Yeah.
They retconned that.
Yeah. Yeah. So, like I said, honestly, I like the fact they're bringing back characters and reusing them. And honestly, and when I say that with a grain of salt, sometimes because depending on the writer is, if they bring back a character, they can butcher them. And Jeremy Adams is not known for butchering characters. He actually writes them pretty good. So that's my number 5 this week. Number 4, Dick Tracy. Valentine's Day special. I couldn't tell as far as who was writing what story, because there are 2 writers on here. There's 2, and you got the normal team, and then Steve Orlando does a story. Oh, okay, never mind. Steve Orlando does the backup story, which I thought it was, because that one was not as good as the first one. They made it into a supernatural horror story, which I thought was like, really? We're gonna do that? But story overall was kind of cliche. You got the star on this movie set that it's basically a parody on RKO, but they're called RJO. And this guy is a drunk. He's the only star they could afford, and they wasted all their low budget money on him. Someone ends up basically shooting him. And Dick Tracy is in the middle of basically a date with Tess Trueheart. And she's giving him the bedroom eyes. He's getting kind of nervous. And she's like, talking about Valentine's Day. They're going to have a date. But then he ends up, the guy shows like, why don't you have don't you have a watch on? And I think Tess was even surprised because he does not have he said, I don't have my watch on. So she was very flattered by that. It means he didn't want to be interrupted. They basically interview everybody at the production company. It's a whodunit, pretty much. Once you start reading, you basically can figure out who the killer is. I did within the first 5 minutes. Not to mean it's a bad story. It just means that it's usually like you only give 2 options, But we also learned that basically that Empty Head, I think his name is, because he basically is missing part of his head. Is part of this too, but Mumbles was funding the operation for this. They loaned him money. Now they want their paid investment. His buddy gets knocked out, and shocking reveal. It's the woman, the actress, who basically was pissed off. She was tired of working with that drunk who kept screwing up their takes. This is supposed to be her big break, and she was jealous, so she killed him. And she ends up basically getting arrested, which I thought was interesting because they didn't shoot and kill her. They were able to take her out. And then he goes back and has dinner with Tess Trueheart. The other one is more like a Valentine's Day card that's possessed by a demon. Lame story. But we get to see this. What was it like to be like if they got married and they grew old. They talk about how they have they have a kid together named Rich who became a detective, and he's wearing the yellow fedora and the trench coat. And then he realizes basically it's all a lie. It's a demon it's been preying on single men. Sounds like a Steve Orlando, doesn't it?
Sounds like a Steve Orlando fantasy.
Yeah. And then Tess Trueheart ends up, she basically rescues him by in the real world, touching his hand, brings him out, and then they defeat the demon. Happy ending. Like I said, it was very Steve Orlando. And I just didn't care for it. The main story was okay. I give it about a 3 out of 5. I'd still, if you're a Dick Tracy fan, you're loving the series, I'd still recommend you do check it out for yourself. Pick up this book. And if you like the other story in the back, let me know. Alrighty. Number 3 is Moon Knight. Mark is losing it. With the mission basically destroyed, his friends in danger. He decides to take after last issue. He basically took out all the vermin by himself. He took his frustration out. He became the Hound of Hell, almost like that, and killed all of them, or knocked them out at least. He goes and he gets tired of the BS at the end of the last issue, and he challenges the main guy, the bad guy, to a boxing match. Let's settle this, me and you. It was kind of weird. a Moon Knight in a boxing match. I mean, meanwhile, Tigra and the rest of them are basically fighting a group. It's called the Frankensteins. Really weird, but they come once a year to challenge, and with Moon Knight not being there, they figure he's down the dumps, depressed, and then she's also pissed because he did not tell her that Hank Pym's alive. With her and Hank Pym being ex-lovers, or at least they were, but they weren't. She was in love with the clone or Discrawl, but. And then she gets basically put in her place, basically realizing all this is take your frustration on Mark, but you can't see that he's struggling just as much as you are. Mark gets over his head, and he realizes that the guy, he basically, while he's fighting, he's talking to Concho. And Concho says, like, what do you notice about his skin? Just like yours. Because Mark had asked him in the beginning, is Concho, like, why am I died so many times, but why don't you ever heal my body? Because, well, it's a memory, a map, basically showing all the lessons that you've learned. And he says, well, look at this guy's skin. What do you notice? And he's like, oh, there's nothing. There's no scars on him. It means that he's probably superhuman or he got powers. So it ends with basically them going out down in the sewers. Really, they're going to go cheer up Mark, realizing that he's gone, and they're pissed because he basically left them behind to face the bad guy alone, and he gets his ass kicked. Which has become a trope for a lot of superheroes. Spider-Man used to do this all the time too. But like I said, they kind of having fun with this. Honestly, this book is there's no different than having a soap opera. I mean, if you think that's bad, well, that's what Spider-Man was back in the day. When you have a supporting cast that's written well. So alrighty, number 2. Which is Tiger. The glowing woman, right? They basically. This is a funny issue, and I'll just say this: you get Junkyard Joan here, you got Zigzag, and you got Barney, the two-headed wolf, the glowing woman, and you get to learn more about Tariq's stuff before the accident, and more about who she is, and more about what he has as far as in his blood, the chemical and stuff they use for the radiation. And Junkyard Joe basically has PTSD in the middle of the thing, and starts attacking a car. The natives are getting kind of restless. Yeah, the animals calm him, which I thought was kind of cool. Showing he's got he's still got a human side to him, despite that. And Tariq is basically out of control. He's just becoming more and more of an asshole. The point where everybody's just calling him out of it, and then he ends up blowing up, and then somebody from I'm not gonna say it, but it's somebody from Junkyard Joe's past is gonna show up in the next issue. I did get since I was at the shop, they did have the second printing for issue number 10, so I got the cover appearance, So now I got 2 of these. All right. Number 1 book of the week, though, for me, is Batman Dark Patterns.
So is Flash Gordon just awful this week, or didn't I get it?
It's next week.
Oh, it's next week now?
For my shop. My shop's saying it's next week, along with the what's it called? H something? What was it? The one you and I were reading. Helix, not Helix.
Exiles.
Hexiles, yeah. Mm. So they did. Yeah, it wasn't this week. So they got put. It must have got pushed next week. But I saw that. I think Jay said he got his copy. So I don't know.
Just depends on where you are.
Well, it all depends on what Diamond sends out to who. And once everybody starts leaving Diamond, started going into Lunar or to Penguin, you're not going to see books coming on time until then.
So I just want to point out that Zach is tweeting all over the place, but he can't be here.
Well, why don't you call him out? Tell him it's like, we see you tweeting. Why aren't you here?
Yeah.
Final chapter of this one, and we'll be getting a new story arc. We're talking about this on Tuesday. This is Legend of the Dark Knight rebooted, under a new title, and it's got a good writer. Dan Waters, man, has been just kicking ass on this. We get to learn of who the wounded man is, his story, tortured people and stuff, and his connection to the Ace Chemicals. It's just like I said, I had fun with this. Look, the art's a little cartoony, a little bit in certain things, but honestly, I like this. And yes, the yellow, stupid, glowing chest thing piece has grown on me. Batman gets in a fight with basically more people who are just like the Wounded Man, who are also basically being poisoned by the water in this town that Ace Chemicals was dumping their experiments into. And he basically has to go back to Gotham, find out where the Wounded Man is, but only after the woman who basically saved the life says, like, you don't know about his wife, and she explains the story why he is the way he is. Because none of them, they said that the chemical that was used basically in the water, it prevents them from feeling anything. So basically they become like Kick-Ass. If you've ever watched Kick-Ass, Kick-Ass was basically Mark Millar's creation, where this kid cannot feel anything. He has no nerves to his body whatsoever. Can't feel pain. And the kid becomes a superhero. Where this guy is tortured by how his wife died. It is brutal. Because remember, he can't feel anything. And so he basically started putting needles in every camera just to try to feel anything because he feels so numb. And guy from Ace Chemicals has him basically strung up, pulls out a single rod out of his body, so basically the guy would start basically dying. But he breaks free, takes out the guys. Gordon tells Batman, that I think you know where he is, and he basically Batman does what he does best, He's like basically when he comes in, basically Batman rescues the guy, and then the guy starts. He's like, "Oh, you're the Batman! Thank God you're here. He broke in here, tried to tie me up and kill me. Luckily, my security, rest their souls, were able to rescue me in time. And our struggle with one of the spikes at him came loose. I locked myself upstairs until I heard your voice and waited him out." And Batman's like, "That's not what happened, to be honest. None of it." He's like, "Sure it is, and everyone will believe me. That's 5 people he's killed now." He's like, "Did you know about his wife? Who? Her name was Amber. Hartnell was working late, reaching out to whoever he could, trying to get out the word about the Greenfields. She fell asleep in front of the TV. They didn't feel the cold anymore, but she had the fireplace blazing. It was a habit of hers. And Amber escaped the grate and landed on the rug. She wouldn't have felt the heat either. She wouldn't have felt it as the flames reach her skin. She probably slept through the fat in her body beginning to melt, the cartilage boiling and her bones cracking them." And he's just glaring into him. And like he's like, and then he comes home. And the guy tried desperately to basically feel something. He created that, and so the guy's like, "Well, so what?" And he's like, Batman's like, "That's what Ace did to him. What you did him." He's like, "There's no proof of any of that, and soon this will all be forgotten by everyone. Who cares, He's like, "Terrible things happen in Gotham every day. The truth is, no one wants to remember the pain, the unpleasantries, and they don't." He's like, "Wait, what are you doing?" And Batman's like, he's grabbing his shoulder. I love this. He's like, the shoulder is a very complex body part. It contains the brachial plexus, a network of nerves that connects the arm to the neck to the spine. He's like, it's why even minor shoulder injuries don't always heal right. So basically, Batman just breaks his arm or shoulder, and then just sends him an asteroid. Basically, the guy ends up. That's how it wraps up kind of nicely, but kind of rushed a little bit too. But I like this Batman. He knows he can't do anything with the guy justly, but he'll give guard in the story. But he basically, he breaks the guy's shoulder. And that's setting up for the next issue. Now, next is the Voice of the Tower. Like I said, I like this. This is what we need more of. if we're gonna have an ongoing story of Batman stories, we need it by people who actually understand the character and can write the character in more darker detective stories. That's what Legend of the Dark Knight was. You know, like I said, this is by far the best Batman book out. All right. That's it for new issues. And Kato, I've been liking Geiger. It's been a good book. All right. Back issues for this week. I finally found the first issue, so now I have a complete run of Solitary Sentinel, part 1 of 3. So I was happy to get this for $1. And then while I was there, I said, "Oh, check out the rest of the back issues. You got some cool stuff." I got myself a king size annual, a number 2.
Holy shit! What did you pay for that?
$26.
I was gonna say that's a triple-digit book there.
Yeah, it's $26 only.
It's the best Thanos story ever. Should have been the last.
Yeah.
You know what? That's part 2, right? Part 1's Avengers Annual 7, also done by Starlin.
Oh, nice! Did not know that. And then I got some more. I got myself the King Side Marvel Team Up Annual, number 2. So I got the Hulk, Spider-Man. I was like, gotta keep these glowing, get these globes out from touching, or they'll destroy the Earth. Yeah. All right, and then King Size Special, number 3. The Avengers.
It's a reprint, but I always loved that cover.
Yeah, I saw it too. I don't care.
Okay, can you tell me who drew it?
Looking at it right now, I want to say if it's not Ramita, it looks like kind of looks like Gene Colan.
It's John Buscema.
John Buscema.
Yep.
Because I know I've recognized the Captain America face before, something like that.
The hands are dead giveaway too. So, Captain America, he's got the Solar Sequoia, thumb going.
Yeah, it's going weird. even Thor does the corner.
Yep, it's a pretty good cover for somebody that didn't care to draw superheroes.
Yeah, like you said, this was only $15, so it wasn't that bad. All right. And then I found number 4.
I believe that reprints number 6.
So then I had the complete set then? That story?
No, that they're 2 different stories.
Oh, okay.
I think the third one, it reprints Avengers 4 and some other stuff, and that one does probably 4 and 5, and that one has number 6. And
Zemo and the Masters. Evil. Yeah. Like I said, these are nice. I saw these. I was like, oh, these are just cool. And probably way cheaper than buying the actual issues.
Yeah.
So that's it for those back issues. And then, as I said last week, I ordered a book, Kickstarter for Billy Tucci. So I am going to be taking it up for the first time. Unboxing that. Where's your boy Zach? He's just not showing up tonight? Green?
I don't know.
Did you reach out to him?
Nah.
Kind of annoyed, man. It's like, just give me a heads up. Say you don't got any books tonight, But even then, you can still show up. All right. Alrighty. Get that out of there. Take it out of the bubble wrap. And it is just a cool thing. And I got it signed too. And it comes with a little trading card. So as I saw this, thanks to LK pointed out, he's like, "Hey, do you notice this?" I was like, "What?" So, got myself. The trading card comes with it. Novachenko trading card. Miller. I've never heard of Pavel. Or Pavel and Chinko. Is that an actual indie artist, or is this actual? Is this somebody worked with him?
I don't know.
Tucci. But yeah. It's basically Billy Tucci with a foreword talking about Dan Stevens. He's got the story they did together here. Yeah. So this was like a weird thing. This was like, I haven't really read through it yet, but I guess he was doing I guess when Joe Jusko information talking about here too is from Joe Jusko. It says comics for Ukraine, sunflower seeds. I'm guessing he raised money to donate money to people in Ukraine. That's what this was. I didn't, Yeah. So yeah, like I said, and here's the art background. Probably the inks from the pencil to the inks. It didn't cost too much. That is actually pretty cool. And actually, okay, so the guy in here, Polachenko, actually was an actual person. So that's just the name of the character that's in here. So the person that was actually who served or basically born in 1964, died in 1916, died in 1974. Okay, so she's a I'm trying to see what your story was. Okay, she was a Russian soldier, basically, who took out a lot of Nazis. But so it's actually it's a story about an actual historical figure teaming up with the Rocketeer during World War II, or just before it. Of course, obviously, a tribute to Dave Stevens in the back. He's been gone for like, oh man, when did he die? 2007 or 11?
Not one. Is here a little bit before, a little bit after Michael Turner. So
Michael Turner was 2011, wasn't he?
No, 2007.
Oh, here it says he died 2008. Wow. Honestly, I'm gonna read more over this, but I said I just grabbed it because Rocketeer, and there was a new story I've never read before. I love this art, and yeah. Rocketeer Public, the special art edition features our hero Cliff Seckert encountering the real-life Ukrainian sniper Lyudmila Pavlichenko, the Crimean Mountains during World War II, just over 1 year for the front lines. She was credited based over 300 kills. This extraordinary feat of arms made her the most successful female sniper recorded in history. As you'll soon find out, she's going to have to put all the skills to test to save our hero. Working alongside the Rocketeer Trust, the special edition features my Rocketeer short story that was first published in an Eisner Award-winning anthology, Comics for Ukraine, Sunflower Seeds, included the original story plus pages of never before published concept artwork, including rough Layla's pencils, inks, and script. We also explore who the extraordinary young Ukrainian woman was. Remember, the Rocketeer's legendary creator, Dave Stevens. So that's what this is. Like I said, I was just happy to. Like I said, that's always been one of my bucket lists. Get something signed by Billy Tucci. His works. Yeah, so that's what this is. So, alrighty then. I was hoping that Zach would be here. Oh, I'll have to message him, see who that boy is. Because there's no color ranking tonight, is there?
I don't think so.
Messages on Twitter. Who is this? On my way home from Bible study, but getting some ice cream with Izzy first.
Yeah. I say we do something we usually don't do and wrap one up early.
I'll let him know we're ending. And why do you got somewhere to be? You got plans?
I'm falling asleep.
Are you? Oh,
yeah. Every day is catching up to me.
I imagine you're not used to that. Now you're going back to that again.
Yeah. Tomorrow I have to go to the bank in one city and then down to the post office before I even open. So it's not that I'll go to bed particularly early, but every time I lean back, I nod off.
Well, lean forward.
And I tip over.
One sick I have the door poster of is 6 feet long. Wow. I have a lot of She comics signed by Billy Tucci, or I don't know how to pronounce it. I guess that's how I imagine.
Yes, Tucci.
Yeah. All right. Hey there, DS. How are you? Okay. 7 understandably the guy that drew like John Buscema. I like Sal's stuff as well.
Oh.
Marania, right now my back is fine, despite shoveling. I get more snow tomorrow. Another 6 to 10.
Wow.
Yeah, and then some on possibly Sunday as well. Basically, we're making up for everything that we weren't getting. We're sitting everywhere else. But all right. Yeah, 47 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Maybe I'll do a chill stream. I don't know. I'll see who else wants to jump on, but otherwise, yeah. It's weird ending this early, bro.
Yeah, if you do one, I might pop on for a minute or two before I go to bed. But I am gonna try to get to bed early. I got to get up a little bit earlier than I usually do because of the extra trip I have to make.
Okay. Oh man. So what's your since you're at the record store, what's your best selling record right now or CD?
Nothing sells.
Nothing really. No. Any new stuff coming? That's good. Any new music?
I don't listen to new music, so I don't know. I mean the two big things last 2 weeks is a new Kendrick Lamar album, and I don't care about Kendrick Lamar.
The bok songs get chicken.
New Dream Theater. I don't care about Dream Theater.
Dream Theater? Wow, I haven't heard about that name in a while. All right.
Some guy's moving to Portland, so he's been bringing all the CDs and selling them to us dirt cheap. So I've gotten to listen to a bunch of catalog stones from the 60s and 70s lately. So that's fun.
That's cool. All right. Zach's ignoring my text message, so we're probably going to end it here. If we do something later, who knows? I'll see what the girls are up to. Maybe we'll do something. If they're well, they might be busy tonight. It's Thursday.
Yeah, I think it's drawing night.
Yeah. All right, though. I hope you guys had fun, and if you haven't done so, please click that like button. Subscribe. Make sure you click all the bells. And if you want to help the channel, you can donate $1 if you want to. You can go to Ko-Fi.com. Just leave $1 in the till. Every donation, every share, every view, watching back episodes helps out too. Leave a comment down below. Let us know what you guys thought of tonight's books. And let me know what you picked up this week if you're still buying books. Actually, you know what? Just leave a comment down below. Let me know what you're currently reading. Whether it's something, it's a back issue or a new issue. Just let me know. Be kind of cool. Alrighty, because maybe one of those back issues might make it into one of our readings. You get to see us read your book that you're reading. All right, guys.